Hello everyone and welcome to Fat 50 and Running a Marathon, a channel dedicated to health, diet, fitness, and goal achievement. I'm your humble host, Topher, and I hope you'll like this video, subscribe to the channel, and most importantly, share your thoughts, opinions, and relatable stories in the comments section. This is the Thick or Thin Thursday video for the 30th of January 2025. The title of this channel reflects my failure to achieve a goal. This video series reflects what I'm learning from that failure. So let me first start off. I read a lot this week, so I'm just going to do a quick summation of the books that I read. I finished Read, Write, Own by Chris Dixon. It's very much centered around the blockchain, and it was kind of interesting to read it because I had just finished Easy Money by Ben McKenzie, as I mentioned last week, the star of the show OC. And he was talking about the illegitimacy of cryptocurrencies. But Chris Dixon was talking about how democratic blockchain technology actually is. And I got to admit, a lot of it was way over my head. And I will discuss that just a little bit, in a little bit more detail in just a little bit. But nonetheless, discussing how the value of blockchain technology and how it can be used, and how blockchain doesn't necessarily create a cryptocurrency, and how he doesn't talk a whole lot about cryptocurrencies. He's really more focused on blockchain technology and how democratic it can make the entire technology of the 21st century. The other book that I read was The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F by Mark Manson. It's a really good book. It's a good book about embracing life's imperfections. If you're familiar with the Japanese concept of wabi-sabi, where basically you admire something for its imperfections, its flaws, its blemishes, noting the beauty of the imperfections, I would then say that that book is very focused on that sort of mentality. So once again, that's The Subtle Art of Not Giving an F, and I'm not going to say the whole word because I don't want to be censored by YouTube. Another book that I read was ReWork by Jason Fried. ReWork is a really good book about rethinking the way that you think things, hence the phrase rework. Reworking applies to reworking your business, reworking your thought processes, reworking your health, nutrition. It is very much focused on business, but nonetheless, it's applicable to many, many things, and it's a really good book about how to get past your preconceptions of pretty much anything. The final book that I read and I finished this morning was Moonwalking with Einstein, written by Joshua Foer. He takes you on a journey as he studies to become America's leading memory champion. And yes, there are memory competitions. And he's a journalist who talks about how he applied some of the techniques that he was taught about memory. It makes a very interesting distinction between rote memory and learning something and actually just being able to regurgitate facts and all of that. I was not able to apply necessarily the techniques that he uses, and he doesn't really go into great detail about the techniques. He does kind of explain them, but this is not a how-to book. I'll give that to you. If you're looking for a book that's going to teach you how to improve your memory, this is not the book for that. If you want to read a book that explains memory and delves into what exactly memory is and how it can benefit all of us, then this is a good book to read. So that was my reading list this week. As I mentioned earlier when I was talking about Read, Write, Own by Chris Dixon, that I wanted to talk more about technology. What I wanted to talk about specifically, those of you who read the description of these videos saw last week that I mentioned something in the description that I didn't say in the video. And that is that I will be starting AI schooling very, very soon. I've written to the University of Helsinki. They have a free program. I don't know whether I'm going to be able to get into that program or not. But either way, this very week I will be starting AI training. It is something I believe to be fundamental to the 21st century. It's not something that I can't say that I've got a robust enthusiasm for it. It is new technology. It is learning something new at the age of 52. But nonetheless, I plan on being around for a while longer. And that being the case, I'm going to have to know how AI works. And I would strongly encourage each and every one of you out there to, if nothing else, go to YouTube and type in "explain AI to me." I actually came across a video that said, "AI agents explain to you like you're 5, seriously." And that's what it was called. That was the video, the title of the video. So that's where I am with that. Once again, in terms of the marathon and where we're going with that, this February, in a couple of weeks, I meet with my podiatrist. We're going to discuss a plan. The plan involves training for a marathon despite not actually running in one, and losing weight. And then after that, we'll see about getting my right foot worked on. It's the foot that actually has the most problems. It has connected toes, it has hammer toe, it has bunion. You pretty much name it, I've got something going on with my right foot. So that's where I am with that. Lastly, I want to talk about a third. Now, those of you who watched the last video know that I talked about a third of my goal. This is something that I came up with based upon the teachings of John Acuff in the book Finish, Give Yourself the Gift of Done. What he suggests is taking your goal and shrinking it down. And so what I decided was, for years, I have been struggling to get up every morning at 4 a.m. and go walk 3 miles. And so I said to myself, okay, what could I guarantee I could do over the course of a month? And I figured I could guarantee a third of the month. And when I happened to think of this, it was the 13th of January, which left me 18 days in the month, which could evenly be split into thirds. And so I went to a random number generator, said give me 6 numbers between the 14th and the 31st. It gave me 6 numbers, and the last number was 30 today. This morning I got up, I walked at 4 a.m. and I walked 3 miles. So this is actually the first month where I've had 100% success in getting up and going every morning as intended to at 4 a.m. and walking for 3 miles. And so because of that, you can hear the Chihuahua barking probably. Because of that, I feel emboldened to move forward. I have asked the random number generator to generate 9 numbers for me for February. There's a stretch there where it's like 3 or 4 days in a row, and then it goes on. But the point being, I've got a third of February to work on, and I want to get another. Actually, I plan on doing this until July, until my birthday, and that's how I'm going to do it. Is every month I'm going to do a third, and after July, maybe it'll move up to a half. I'm not entirely certain, but this is something that I want to do with and for the rest of my life. So if this takes me, you know, more than almost 2 years in order to accomplish this, mission accomplished. Something that I hadn't done years prior. So I'm feeling pretty good about that. And I'm happy to have a 100% success rate. I will tell you that there should be more gardening videos coming very soon. It's actually been rather cold here in Vegas, and I've been doing a number of things, but it hasn't occurred to me to actually record or even photograph any of those things. There will be more gardening videos coming up very, very soon. Hopefully, come spring, I'll actually have some things to show you that I've actually grown. So, that's where we are, and I thank you for watching, and remember, only by taking care of ourselves first are we capable of taking care of others. Topher.